What's going on, everyone? So the moment has officially arrived. Giannis Antetokounmpo is available for trades. This is something that I think we all knew was an inevitability, right? I don't think anyone, this is one of those things that is just a matter of when, not if, right? Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that Giannis will be traded by this trade deadline. Shams reported that Giannis is finally open to a move, either this trade deadline or in the offseason, and that for the first time, the Milwaukee Bucks are listening to trade offers, that they are open to taking in and listening to trade offers for Giannis Antetokounmpo. So it's the first step in the right direction. Giannis needs to be traded by this trade deadline if he wants to sign a supermax with his new team. Maybe he doesn't care, right? But if he wants to get the most money on top of going to a new destination, needs to be traded by the February 5th trade deadline. It seems like the New York Knicks are probably the most likely. That was based on reports his preferred destination in the offseason, and they're trying to make some plays. Also, you have a team like the Portland Trail Blazers that really wants Mikal Bridges, supposedly. They've been after him for years. The Knicks want Drew Holiday, so maybe there's something where you're landing a Giannis and you're getting a Drew Holiday and you're making the, kind of restructuring this team around Jalen Brunson. That is something that could definitely be a possibility for a team like the Milwaukee Bucks, where they would be able to get their picks back from Portland, or at least, a couple of them back from Portland, because Portland's the team that has essentially all the picks. So there's a lot of talks about a potential 3-team path between the Blazers, the Bucks, and the New York Knicks. We will see what happens, how that ends up developing. There's going to be several other teams that I'm sure that are in the mix. San Antonio Spurs, are they in the mix? Do they want to get on board with that? The Los Angeles Lakers, right? I'm sure teams like the Clippers, right? Like, there's not going to be any shortage of teams that try to at least throw their hat in the ring for a Giannis trade. To me, it boils down to a couple things. One, what does Giannis want? Where does he really want to go? Right? Because again, because he's going to have some power, more so in the offseason than right now, but he'll have some power. Because problem is there are teams that would probably take, we can get Giannis for a year and a half, the Donovan Mitchell thing. We have a year and a half to convince him to stay, right? And I do think there's teams that would probably do the Kawhi thing, where it's Giannis might be the difference to put us over the top. So we get him for a year and a half. We try it this year. If not, then we go for it next year. And then if he leaves, as long as we win a championship, it was justified type thing. So I just think no matter what, you're going to kind of have, teams that are willing to do that. But if he's my top preferred destination, the team that I want to go to is the Knicks, then that helps the Knicks a ton, right? So realistically, I only think that there's a couple teams that could trade for him right now. Even the Lakers, right? I don't think realistically the Lakers should trade for him this trade deadline. Unless Austin Reeves says he wants to, or he's willing to go to Milwaukee, then that could open some stuff up. But realistically speaking, the Lakers don't have the picks, things like in the offseason they do. And the offseason, the Lakers could really go make a push. And several teams would. Right? So Milwaukee might even look at it and go okay, we're open to trading you, but we're not going to do it till the offseason because we need the best package, best return possible. And we're not going to be able to get the best package or best return until the offseason. Because then we'd have more teams that are willing to pony up and more competition, which drives up the price, stuff like that. So, it's going to be interesting to kind of see how this progresses. You got a little over a week before the trade deadline. I wouldn't hold my breath if you're somebody that wants to see Giannis traded right now. I again, if he's going, Knicks have several paths to get him, right? It's just will the Knicks actually make that move right now? Also, Giannis being hurt, right? The other kind of thing that all these teams have to keep in mind is if Giannis is going to miss a month and a half, 2 months, you're going to trade for him. He's going to come in and then you're only going to have 3 weeks to try to expedite this chemistry, right? Which again, I'm not saying is impossible, but it's really hard to integrate superstars. I say it all the time. Role players, usually more often than not, you see a role player go somewhere else and they immediately have an impact. And it's oh man, it's he was always there, right? It's because again, it's the thing that you've done your entire career, yeah, just do that. It's very different when a star or an all-star or a superstar goes to a team with another star, right? Where it's like, hey, Jalen Brunson's used to a certain amount of field goal attempts, a certain amount of usage, a certain amount of, being the clutch guy down the stretch. Giannis is used to a certain amount of field goal attempts, a certain amount of usage, a certain amount of, and you have to find that learning curve. You have to kind of figure out, okay, then we're going to do this. Okay, well, then we're going to do that, right? And build that over time. And there's also questions, can Giannis even play with another star, right? Dame and Giannis didn't get a bunch of time together, and I don't think Dame, I was one of the few people that were like, I don't think Dame and Giannis is going to work, and a lot of people told me I was an idiot, and fast forward, and where are we now, right? One of us was right, and yes, part of it was they didn't play a ton together, but again, it's just like Dame, where he was at his stage of his career and stuff like that. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. But anyways, always, this is a discussion. I pass question to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out. So we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one.